Hello, I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. Would you mind answering a question or two?
No, sir. I mean, yes, sir. Yeah, I'll answer you.
What is your name, sir?
Jack. To Jack.
Sir, did you see any unusual activity or unfamiliar cars in the neighborhood?
I hear shots. Fast. Like pop, 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 pop.
Detective, to whom do you wish to speak?
What time might you have heard these shots, sir?
It pop, 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 pop. I just hear them shots. I was scared.
Any other information you could give me, sir?
Pop, pop, pop. I know this sound. It's killing the children.
Hello, I'm Detective Carey with the LAPD. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Ain't seen nothing, man. Just chilling. Some law about living.
The young man's interest appears a bit suspicious. Always record your gut feelings. Sometimes this job is pure instincts.
I'm Detective Carey, Major Crimes Homicide, LAPD. I'd like to ask you a question or two.
Whatever, man. I'm just hanging.
Let's start with your name. What is it, and do you live in the neighborhood, or are you just visiting?
Man, this be my hood. I be Raymond Jones III.
Well, Raymond, if this is your neighborhood, then you must know what goes on around here. What happened here tonight? You see anything unusual? Maybe a different car or some folks from another neighborhood?
Ain't seen nor heard nothing, and just out for some fresh L.A. air.
So, Mr. Jones, what you're telling me is you don't have anything to tell me. Is that correct?
That's straight up. Ain't seen nothing, done nothing, know nothing.
Officer Woodbury, I'm taking over as lead investigator.
Yes, sir, Detective Carey. I have my crime scene log for you.
Were you the first on the scene?
Yes, sir. Officer Allen and I were on patrol. He was driving. As we passed the alley, I looked to my right. I saw the body. We radioed it in, stopped, set up the perimeter. I didn't know it was Hickman until we got up to the body. I can tell you, sir, I was shocked. He was the last person I expected to see. He was a fine officer.
Is there anything else you can tell me, Officer Woodbury?
No. We rolled by, saw the body, radioed it in. There was no one in the alley besides the body. The neighbors came out once we set up the perimeter. It was quiet when we got here.
I'll be stepping in as lead investigator, officer. Can you tell me what the situation was when you got here?
Yes, sir. Woodbury and I were on our regular patrol. We spotted the body as we drove by. We radioed in, then moved in on the scene. We checked the alley for possible assailants, but found no one. Everything is pretty much as it was when we arrived.
That's it?
Yes, sir. The body was just lying there. I didn't know him, but Woody told me that the deceased was a cop, undercover guy working the neighborhood. Oh, Pittman or something like that.
It's Hickman, and yes, he was working the crash unit, although I didn't know he was working this neighborhood. You've never seen him before, and this is your regular district?
Yes, sir, that is correct. I've never seen him before.
Is there anything else you can tell me, officer?
No, sir.
Is there anything else?
No, sir.
Graffiti is often left behind by gangs. Recording the symbol could prove useful. The tortured and tormented body of Bob Hickman, LAPD, lies lifeless among the alley debris. An obvious case of felonious homicide. An empty holster can mean only one thing: another gun on the street. A lipstick-stained cigarette lies near Hickman's body. Detective, this cigarette could be evidence. The body of a young boy lies strewn in the dumpster. Recording information at the crime scene ensures accurate reports later.
John, have you found something?
Sam, we're gonna need another ambulance. There's a body of a young boy in the dumpster.
We'll get another car here, John.
He's just a child, Sam. What's happening on our streets?
It's a sad state of affairs, John. It's situations like this, a child victimized by violence, that makes it tough to do this job.
Sam, do you have a preliminary finding on Hickman's cause of death?
It's hard to say, John. There are no evident bullet wounds. There are cervical contusions, possibly asphyxiation. There's no unusual sputum, so it's difficult to think poisoning, but I'm not ruling anything out. Whoever did this was definitely non-compos mentis. By the way, notice that the index finger on the right hand is missing.
What else can you tell me, Sam?
Until we autopsy, we won't know much more. To make any further comments would be pure conjecture on my part.
Officer Woodbury, when we're finished here, I want the neighborhood canvassed to see if anyone's missing a child, but has not reported it yet.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything...
No.
Officer, I want you to notify Detective Headquarters and Communications we've discovered another homicide. Approximate age, 6 years, apparent victim of gunshot wounds. Have Detective Headquarters run a search on children reported missing, matching this child's description.
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's going to be a busy night for you, Chester.
Unfortunately, our streets are being taken over by violence. Innocent people being killed. It's uncivilized, sir.
Chester, take over on the evidence.
Yes, Detective. Whenever you're ready, fellas, I'm finished.
John, we can handle it from here. Stop by tomorrow for the autopsy. We'll know more then.
Harry Hickman's death isn't just your personal tragedy. It's a tragedy for the entire force. We've lost a friend, a father, and one damn good cop. As you know, you've been assigned the lead investigator on this case, and I'm going to be looking to you for answers. I'm going to ask you to put aside your personal feelings and deal with this investigation in a professional manner. If you don't think you're up to it, I want to know now. Neither you, the public, nor the department can withstand not knowing the truth. I want you to comb that neighborhood. I want every rock turned over and every person interviewed. Remember, Hickman was not the only fatality tonight. The family of that boy is grieving also.
Yes, sir.
For your information, the boy has been identified as Bobby Washington. As for Hickman, I think there is something you should know. Maybe you already do. But here it is straight. Hickman's lieutenant, Jim Varaz, informed me that Hickman was having trouble with stress, trouble at home. Varaz told me that Hickman had been in a fragile mindset, that working undercover was getting to him. You know, the violence of the streets can get to anyone. I'm not knocking Hickman. I just want you to know how the department viewed his current capacity. Okay, Carey, you know what you need to do. Go out there and do it. Find who killed Hickman. Find who killed the Washington youth. Any questions?
No, Lieutenant.
All right, then. Get to work. And, Carey, when you see Catherine, please extend my deepest sympathies. This might be California, Carey, but I'm not into touchy-feely encounters. Knock that crap off.
Too bad about Hickman, Junior. Guess this hit you pretty hard, huh? Well, hell, don't let it. Damn scumbags out there. They're just goddamn lucky I'm a desk jockey. If I was on the street, I'd whip their collective disrespectful butts. You know, Junior, this case is gonna generate a lot of paperwork and a lot of calling. You're just goddamn lucky you got me as your partner in this one. Damn lucky.
Hal, have you heard from the coroner's office?
Yeah, like you're their first priority, Junior. They're probably still in the kitchen. Besides that Nobles, he's the kind that likes you to come to him. Like we ain't got enough to do than go down to that garbage disposal.
Hal, the lieutenant was pretty direct about the paperwork on this case.
Hell, Junior, I already got our murder book set up. I might be afflicted with this damn diabetes, but I ain't lame. You just make sure you do your part. You're the one needing to write up the damn reports. I just gotta file them.
Hal, do you always have to be so obnoxious?
Hell, Junior, I'm on my third wife. Been 25 years on the force, seen things no man should have to. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Hal.
It's your very own desk. You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You write up a 3.14 documenting the incidents relating to the alley. The photograph taken of you and Hickman at the lake, the time you caught the big one.
Brass unit, Barnes speaking.
Hello, this is Detective Carey over at Major Crimes, Homicide. Is Lieutenant Varese there?
No, he's out in the field. How about I tell him you called?
That would be fine, thank you. Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
Hal, here's the Hickman crime scene log. It was prepared by Officer Woodbury from the 77th.
You're damn lucky you got me taking care of this book, Junior. Damn lucky.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Last night, the LAPD was shaken to its roots as Officer Robert Hickman, Police Officer of the Year 1992, was found brutally slain in a South Central neighborhood. Heading up the Hickman investigation is veteran homicide detective John Carey. Carey is best known for solving the murder of Lane Blair, the stunning actress featured in many of the action-adventure Straight Shots movies. Detective Carey has been unavailable for comment, and all requests for a formal statement from the department have been denied. However, we have been told by an unofficial source that the department is looking at this as a gang killing. As the investigation continues... Oh, wait, here comes Detective Carey now. Detective Carey, over here. Christy Bilden with KKAT. Detective Carey! Detective Carey, would you care to make a statement concerning the murder of Officer Hickman? What do you think you're doing? Hey! The physical abuse I have just experienced at the hands of Detective Carey is consistent with the treatment I've received from this entire department in trying to report this story. As a reporter and citizen of this city, I fear for our First Amendment rights. I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey. No time to say hello, Detective Carey? Wow, you must be real busy. You can go on in, Detective Carey.
Hello, Detective Carey. How can you tell when someone's been choked to death instead of by accidental ligature strangulation?
I don't know.
By the occluded blood vessels and thyroid fracture. Go right in, Detective.
You pick up Hickman's personal belongings. You pick up Bobby Washington's personal belongings.
Hello, John.
Hello, Sam. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Sam. You got a minute?
You bet, John. Fire away.
Sam, what can you tell me about the youth?
Exactly what would you like to know, John?
The boy's identification? Confirmed, and if so, by whom?
The Lucky Mini Mart owner confirmed the body as Bobby Washington, a local neighborhood boy.
Has the boy's family been notified?
Yes, and as I am sure you can imagine, the mother is near hysterics. Her name is Bernadette Washington, and she lives around the corner from the alley. The poor woman is so upset she can't yet bring herself to come down and claim the body, or the few small trinkets we found on the boy.
Sam, do you have a preliminary on the boy's cause of death?
I counted 17 points of entry, John. The boy was mowed down, execution style. Cause of death, gang violence if you want a personal opinion. Professional opinion, the youth was killed by gunshot wounds to the head and body.
Has the boy's autopsy been performed yet?
Yes, it was, John. I was able to pull 3 slugs out of the body. They look like 9mm. I've sent them over to SID for a ballistics check. The body is in cold storage, waiting for the family.
Sam, what can you tell me about Bob?
Why don't you begin at the beginning, and begin by asking me the specifics? That way I won't miss any topic you might want to explore.
Sam, have you completed Hickman's autopsy? What are your preliminary findings?
The autopsy is complete. Beyond the surface evidence, I found a ruptured gastrointestinal tract. Fluids were sampled, and I'm having toxicology tests run, including all known poisons.
Have you made a determination on the cause of death? Sam, what killed Bob?
There are no gunshot wounds on the body. There are, however, 2 injection marks on the upper left arm. The eyes have been glued shut with some form of epoxy, and there are burn marks to the face which look consistent with a cigarette burn. Then, of course, there's the missing index finger on the right hand. Torture, poison, maybe. Definitely not natural causes.
Sam, will you go over the physical marks found on the body?
Yes. There are 2 injection marks on the upper left arm, the burn marks to the face and upper torso, the epoxied eyes, the missing index finger, and then there are restraint marks. The restraint marks appear where you would most expect to find them, on the ankles and the wrists. At these points I found fibrous material, all very consistent with what you would expect to find at a torture scene.
Sam, what can you tell me about the body lividity?
Lividity appears 2 places on the body, first and most notably on the buttocks. This would indicate to me that Hickman died while sitting and then was left in that position for a period of time. Or, once killed, he was moved to a sitting position and then left for a time. The second area of lividity appears on the upper back and shoulder area, and I believe resulted from the time the body spent in the alley.
Sam, do you have a preliminary back on the toxicology tests?
Not yet, John, but I believe we'll find that Hickman died of poison, as opposed to, say, a heart attack. If Hickman was killed by poison, it could have been a slow and painful, and quite obviously torturous death. There are signs of stress around Hickman's eyes, which would indicate that he was alive when his eyes were glued shut, and he attempted to open them. Also, the burn marks on the face are a bit irregular, not perfectly round. This could be attributed to Hickman jerking or pulling away as his face and body were burned. All in all, a gruesome end.
What about fibers or hairs, Sam? Were you able to find anything substantive?
Actually, John, I was able to lift fibers from the areas of restraint. I imagine these will turn out to be rope of some kind. Of course, the body was covered in alley debris, so it is difficult to determine what extraneous materials will actually pertain to the killer or killers.
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information. You notate the state of affairs.
See ya, Detective.
These same graffiti call letters appear elsewhere in the neighborhood. It appears that slugs from a firearm are lodged in the wall. Detective, notating the bullet's presence could be important. Detective, recognizing the graffiti, you make a notation. You loosen this. You lose. You lose. You lose. You lose. You. 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 You lose. You lose. You lose. You lose. You lose. You lose. Be more. You lose. You lose. Be more specific. Detective, be more specific, detective. Be more specific. Detective, be As you suspected, all that's left is packing material.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD, homicide. What's your name, young man?
Emo Jones.
Do you live in the neighborhood, Emo? You have an address, maybe a phone number?
Yeah, I live here. 162 South Florence. No phone.
I'd like to ask you fellas a couple of questions.
You be the man. Ask away.
Last night there was a double murder, a police officer and a neighborhood boy, Bobby Washington. Do you know anything that might help us solve what happened to them?
I be knowing nothing. That copper? What he be doing down here anyway?
Did you know Bobby Washington?
Gee, yeah, that little man was okay. He always be saying he gonna grow up and be the next Dave Stewart.
You a big baseball fan? I see you've got a baseball.
Yeah, baby, I like all them sports. This here ball, I find it. Find it in the field. What's lost is now mine.
If you can think of anything that might help us, why don't you give me a call down at Parker Center? Just ask for Robbery Homicide Detective Carey. You never know when I might be able to repay the favor.
I be hearing you, baby. Yo, I be fly today. Never know when I'm gonna know something that can help.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. Do you live around here, son?
Shit, I live with my grandma down on Hoover.
Recording information twice is unnecessary.
Son, what is your name?
Herbie Lewis.
Herbie, do you know anything that might help us solve last night's double murder?
Shit, no, man. I was with my granny. You ask her.
Can't think of anyone who might have wanted to see Bobby or the police officer hurt?
Shit, I just live around here, man. I don't know nothing.
Can't think...
Talk is, you're a cop, and cops are bad for my business. My advice to you, keep moving.
The door is locked up tight.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I saw you last night in the alley.
Got some spare change a fella can have? Got some spare change a fella can have? God bless you. You're very kind. You know, that kid, he was gonna be a ball player, man. The big leagues he was.
Even the smallest detail can have meaning.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You were in the alley last night. I thought you might be able to tell me what you know about the murders.
Yeah, it's just popping sounds, you know? I don't know.
Can you recall any unusual activity in the neighborhood last night? Any arguments or unfamiliar people?
The cop was... he was dead.
Could you be more explicit, sir?
I didn't,
Sir?
Yeah? Yeah, what?
I'm Detective Carey with the LAPD.
Everybody know who you are. You big cop. Bring big trouble.
Detective Carey, would you care to make a comment on Officer Hickman's murder?
No comment.
What are you doing? Hey!
Not too smart, big policeman. You push go on TV.
Oh, it wasn't like that. You see, she...
Yeah, you say for others. I see TV. I see you in neighborhood last night. You not come but for dead cop.
Can you tell me your name and what your position is here?
I owner of Lucky Mini Mart. I work hard for my store. My name is Kim Chi.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay, you ask.
You said you saw me last night. Did you happen to see anything else? Anything out of the ordinary, such as different people or cars in the neighborhood?
I already told police all I know.
Well, if you think of anything, I'd appreciate hearing from you. Just call me at Parker Center. Ask for Robbery Homicide, Detective Carey.
Those ask for the best.
Do you recognize the man in this picture?
He shop here sometimes.
This is the murdered policeman who was found in the alley. Do you remember when you last saw him?
He police? Nah, he work at Rainbow. He cook.
No, ma'am. He was a police officer. Do you remember when you last saw him?
No, maybe couple of days.
By the way, Miss Chi, did you know Bobby Washington?
He was good boy. Always help me for free. He good boy. He try and stay away from gangs. No trouble. Bobby good boy.
Is there anything else you could tell me about Bobby, Miss Chi?
What to tell? Boy's either good or bad. Good boy.
Fresh fruit is a rarity in these small convenience stores.
You smart. You know a good buy when you see it. You shop here again.
I'm a police officer. My name is Detective Carey. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Lysandra.
Do you know your last name?
Uh-huh. Washington.
Can you tell me where you live?
I don't know. I live down the street.
How are you today? Taking your doll out for a walk?
Me and my dolly are having a tea party.
So it's tea time.
We don't have real tea and cookies. We're pretending.
Hello, Lysandra.
Hi. I'm pretending.
Is that any way to treat friends?
Would you and your doll like an apple?
Thank you.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD Homicide. May I have a moment of your time?
Yes, Detective, what is it?
Mrs. Washington, I have reason to believe that a young man by the name of Ragtop Spiff might be involved with your son's murder. Does his name sound familiar?
That would be Raymond Jones. Anyone would hurt my child, it would be him. He's always showing off some gun and bragging about big money.
Mrs. Washington, if there's anything the department or I can do, please call.
There's nothing anybody can do. Nobody can bring my son home.
Mrs. Washington, can you tell me when you last saw Bobby? Was he with friends? Did he tell you where he was going?
He was heading out to play ball. He loved baseball. He always told me he was going to make me proud. He was going to be in the major leagues. He was a good boy, Detective. Never caused me any trouble. He was the man around this house. He was my little man.
Mrs. Washington, what time of day did you last see Bobby?
He left the house after dinner, maybe around 6:30. Headed over to the field to play ball. He was always over there practicing his pitching.
Mrs. Washington, what can you tell me about gang activity in your neighborhood?
I don't want to end up dead like my son, Detective. I've got a little girl who needs me. If you want to find out about the gangs around here, why don't you ask around to some of the young men? Not all our boys want to be part of a gang. Maybe one of them will talk to you.
Mrs. Washington, is there anything the department can do for you?
You can find who killed my son. You can make these streets safe for the children.
Mrs. Washington, these are the items found on Bobby's person the night he was killed. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
Knocking seems less intrusive than ringing the doorbell. What a cute kid Valerie is.
Hi, Valerie. How are you doing?
Hi, Uncle John. You want to come in? Mom, Uncle John's here.
Hi, John. Thanks for coming over.
How are you, Catherine?
I don't know. I can't believe this has happened. It's like a nightmare. I keep hoping I'll wake up and Bob will be alive.
Catherine, these are Bob's personal effects. They were released by the deputy coroner.
Thank you, John. Is his wedding band included?
I didn't open it, Catherine. I don't know.
John, this was Bob's Kevlar vest. I'd like you to have it. Maybe it will keep you safe.
Thank you, Catherine. Catherine, I've been assigned lead investigator on this case. I need to ask you some questions. Are you feeling up to it?
I suppose so, John. I just can't believe this is happening. I don't know what to do.
Catherine, I can't go into the details of Bob's death due to the investigation, but if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them.
That's all right, John. I spoke with that lovely Miss Moore and Mr. Nobles at the coroner's office. I know all I need to.
Catherine, Bob's gun was not found at the scene. Is it here? Do you know if he had it with him the night he went out?
His gun isn't here. I already looked. Bob's captain already asked about it.
Catherine, can you tell me what was going on with Bob? What stress was he feeling? Was it strictly work-related?
He would tell me that he couldn't stand to see the little children and the innocent families hurt by all the street violence. He was beginning to hate the gangs. He was having a hard time staying impartial.
Catherine, the department is aware of the fact that Bob was...
John, how could you say that about Bob? I'm sorry, I can't talk about this right now.
Valerie, do you understand what's happened?
I think so. Mommy says Daddy's in heaven and he's not coming home anymore.
You know, Val, that you always have your Uncle John if you need anything, right? Valerie, can you remember anything that happened the night your dad went out and didn't come home?
Well, my Mommy and Daddy were fighting about his work coming home.
Was your dad bringing a lot of work home, Val?
I don't know. He always kept it in the closet.
Reaching into the pocket, you discover a prescription bottle.
Bye, Uncle John.
You attach your Parker's... You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. What about fibers found on either of the bodies, Chester?
We're running the standard tests. Looks mostly like dirt from the alley. We'll know more a little later.
What have you been able to establish with the cigarette found in the alley, Chester?
We're in luck there, Detective. Upon testing the lipstick, we found traces of DNA. We're following through on that with additional testing. Find another cigarette with the same lipstick and maybe we'll have our killer.
Chester, have you processed Hickman's body fluids?
They're in the process, Detective. We don't have any results back yet.
Chester, have you begun ballistics testing on the slugs taken out of the Washington youth?
Yes, Detective. As a matter of fact, Hickman's service piece is on record. I'm running a match test.
Chester, I'd like you to take a look at this and see if you can match it to the glue found in Hickman's eyes. I purchased it in the neighborhood where Hickman was found. I know it's a long shot.
Hold on, Detective. I only need a sample.
Chester, I found these at Hickman's. Apparently he was taking them regularly. Could he have overdosed on these things?
Detective, these are Valium, 5 milligrams. Hickman weighed, what would you say, 170 pounds? Hickman would have to have taken what's left in this bottle and coupled it with something else to have killed himself. No, these didn't have anything to do with his death.
Chester, I pulled these from a cinder block wall not far from the alley in the 77th Street area. I'd like ballistics run on them.
I'd like to comply, Detective. However, they need to be processed first. Take them to Teddy with the appropriate paperwork and I'll get right on it. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pulling those doors. Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the 4th floor as your destination.
Nice to see you, sir. How are you today?
Hello, Teddy.
Detective Carey, how would you like these handled?
I'd like a ballistics check run on them.
I'll write up the paperwork for the ballistics test. Then they'll be shelf stored if you need them in the future for trial, sir. I'll have this filled out in a second, sir.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the 3rd floor as your destination.
Junior, answer your phone or you'll be damn lucky to walk out of here alive today.
Hello, robbery homicide. This is Detective Carey. May I help you?
Yo, baby, what's up? Be Emo. You be wanting a piece of the straight action, huh? I got the news for you. I know some straight-up talk. Yo, baby, yo, you hear me talking?
Yes, Emo, I'm here. Are you telling me that you have information concerning last night's murders?
Straight up, baby. I'll be waiting by the field if you be interested.
You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. There is no need to complete an additional report on the incidents regarding the alley at this time. Your action is on.
Hal, has anything come back on the cigarette found in the alley?
Damn straight it has, Junior. SID identified DNA on the damn thing. Science is a wonder, ain't it, kid? You connect that DNA to somebody's butt, and you got yourself a case.
How about test results? Any preliminary information?
I can't get nothing out of that damn Nobles. Spoke to that dingy tomato down there, Carey or something. All she could say was, the toxicology tests and ballistics are running. She's damn lucky she doesn't work for me. That's all I can say. Damn lucky.
Hal, have you made contact with the folks over at Crash? Were they able to give you any information on Bob?
Now, those boys are men, I'll tell you that, Junior. Fighting in the trenches, battling the mean streets. You're to tread lightly, Junior. They're working undercover in that neighborhood. Have been for a couple of months. Your man to talk to is Varaz. You got all that, Junior?
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. That should provide some protection. You're hit.
Police!
Those two You're hit. You unlock.
So what's it going to be, Carey? You going to act like a pro or a spoiled brat? Have I made a mistake in assigning you a lead investigator on this case?
No, sir.
I'll have you know I've had dozens of calls this morning on you shoving that reporter yesterday. Everybody in town, from the chief to the mayor to outraged Joe citizen, saw you push her. Damn, you were all over the news.
Lieutenant, it wasn't...
Besides you appearing uncooperative, you were downright politically incorrect. You shove one more reporter and the department's going to get slapped with a civil suit. Shoving anybody else and I'm gonna give you the boot myself.
Lieutenant, I'd like to explain.
Then there's the small issue of last night's events, Carey. Would you mind telling me what you were doing in the middle of a crash sting operation?
Sir, I received a telephone call from a possible informant. I set up a meeting. I walked into an ambush.
So it would seem, Carey, so it would seem. However, your tete-a-tete cost the department thousands of dollars and months of work. Crash has been undercover for months on that operation. They were a fly's hair away from busting a gun-running ring wide open. With your help, the only catch they made was that local punk, Spiff. Luckily for you, your informant, what's his name, Emo? What kind of name is that? Has turned into a little songbird. Emo's sitting pretty in the hospital, singing how Spiff's the one who killed the Washington boy. Emo contends that Spiff wanted the boy to deliver guns to gang members, and he wouldn't do it. The only redeeming aspect of this whole affair is that Hickman's gun was found in Spiff's apartment when they entered under warrant. SID is running ballistics on Spiff's gun to see if they match the slugs taken from the dead boy. And speaking of SID, they've run ballistics on your firearms, and they're ready to be picked up. The police commission's going to want to know where and into whom your bullets went last night. These tests are vital. Check with Chester before you head out.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Sir, it would appear to me that if Spiff is found to be connected to the Washington boy's murder, might not he also be connected to Bob's?
It doesn't work that way, Carey. While you were out being a cowboy, another body showed. The M.O. is similar, very similar. Again, it's one of our own. His name is Rene Garcia, worked out of Hollenbeck. Garcia's body was found on the front lawn of a singer. What did they call those guys? Rappers? By the name of Yo Money. Must be some big star. I'm getting static from upstairs. Anyways, Garcia was found by this money man's bodyguard. He was walking a lady to her car that had been there for a party about 4 a.m. I want you to get over there and see what's going on. And remember, Carey, no cowboy tricks. Just try and be nice, okay? This might be California, Carey.
Yeah? You can just drop dead. Goddamn broads. Hey, Junior, that was quite a shootout last night. Heard all about it. You're goddamn lucky one of those punks didn't blow your head off. I want you to listen up, Junior. Playing cowboy only takes you so far in this damn job. If you want to make it as long as I have, you're gonna have to curb your appetite for action. You hear me, Junior? You're just goddamn lucky you weren't killed.
Hal, what have you heard about the retrieval of Hickman's gun?
They found the damn thing under that punk Spiff's flea-bitten mattress. SID's running ballistics as we speak, Junior.
It was quite a shootout, Hal. They had automatic weapons.
Damn right they did, Junior. That's their gun of choice nowadays. Hell, we ain't hardly got a fighting chance against those gangsters. You know, Junior, the big boys are gonna be wanting to talk to you about this. You might just think about talking to one of the shrinks first. You know? Get it all in perspective.
My guns were taken last night to have ballistics run, so in case there is an inquiry, the big guys will know where my bullets went.
You gotta love the Force, Junior. They're looking out for you. And you remember, you get nightmares, you gotta see one of them shrinks. You're just damn lucky you made it out alive, kid. Damn lucky.
Your action, it's your very own. Your report. You complete a 3 You call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. Here to pick up your firearms? They're all ready.
Thanks, Chester. I appreciate it.
You know, Detective, Nobles and I are heading over to the shortstop tonight for a beer. Would you care to join us?
Are you asking me out on a date, Chester?
Not in your wildest dreams, Detective.
What did you discover about the spent ammo I turned into property yesterday, Chester?
They match the slugs taken out of the Washington youth. They don't match with Hickman's ballistics test on file.
Chester, are you running ballistics on Spiff's gun?
Yes, I am. It looks promising as it's a 9mm and it has a high-capacity magazine.
Were you able to find anything out about the glue you sampled?
Yes, Detective. It is an industrial-strength glue which shares properties with the glue found on Hickman's eyes. The problem with tracing the glue is that it's sold all over the city, not just where you found it. We use the same brand here at Parker Center.
Chester, have you processed Garcia's body fluids?
They're in the process, Detective. We don't have any results back yet. Don't forget the shortstop tonight, Detective.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. Notating the crime scene's relationship to the house could prove important later. Notating that a lady's shoe was found near the crime scene could be important later.
Yeah? What do you want?
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, Homicide LAPD. I'm here to speak with Yo Money. Is he available? Is Yo Money available? I need to speak with him.
Come on in. Yo Money's been wanting to talk to you cops.
Well, look who's here, our representative from the police department. It's about time you got here. Have you seen the mess out in our lawn? Do you have any idea what kind of field day the press is having with this? Do you have any idea what this is doing to record sales? A dead cop on our lawn. What the hell are you doing about it? I think you people planted that dead cop on our lawn. Probably knew something he shouldn't. And what better way to diffuse attention than to dump him on the lawn of a controversial rapper? This is such bullshit. I want that yellow tape off our lawn immediately. I want the persons responsible to own up. If this screw sails on Money's record, I swear I'll make sure some butt is kicked.
Detective, to whom do you wish?
Please calm down, miss. I'm here to discuss the situation.
Oh, yeah? Well then, let's hear it.
People are watching. People are watching.
Hello? Knock this crap off. Quit calling us. Oh, yeah?
Money, this shoe was found in your front flower bed. Do you know where it might have come from?
Well, lots of booty coming and going around here.
Could you clarify yourself, Money?
Ladies, babes, booties, strippers. Say, man, women. We got lots of women coming in and out of here.
I'm Detective John Carey, LAPD Homicide.
Yo, sup?
Money, that phone call.
It's under control. Just some unfinished business, that's all, man.
Money, who discovered Officer Garcia?
Yo, my man, he was just there. Who knows? We all found him. Danny D saw him. I saw him. He was just there, man.
Money, the body was found around 4 or 5 a.m. Had you been out the evening before, or were you home?
Had a house party. Some girls in, you know, a little party.
Were you familiar with all the guests, or were there people here you didn't know?
Yo, I don't take the strangers, man. We had some girls in, for my bros. A little entertainment. Me and Nicolette, we was mostly upstairs. The party, one of those perks of working for me.
Yeah? Listen, do you understand? You quit calling us.
Money, that phone call.
It's under control.
Money, your music is controversial. Do you know of anyone who would want to harm your reputation further?
Shit, man. Everybody's got enemies. Ain't no different with me.
Well, have you recently experienced any problems through the mail, telephone calls?
There's this Nazi dude. Doesn't like to see a brother doing well. Sends me shit in the mail, a real asshole. His name is Walker. Dennis Walker.
What can you tell me about this Dennis Walker?
He's a racist asshole. For a while, he was driving by, hollering shit at my house. I got a restraining order. I still get shit in the mail. Ends up in the trash. Yo, man, he was arrested for trespassing on my property a while ago. Shit, he's a boil on a pig's butt. Oh, sorry, man, no insult intended.
None taken. Do you recognize this shoe? I found it in the flower bed out front.
What are you saying? I'm some kind of cheap cow? Where do you get off?
No, I didn't mean to insult you. I found this in close proximity to where the body was found.
Well, it's not mine. I wouldn't wear such a cheap piece of trash. If you're gonna insult me, you better leave now. Yeah? Listen, do you think...
Those... Detective Carey, wait on note-taking.
Later, man. I got business to tend to.
You attach your You press the button to call the elevator. You select the third floor as your destination. Your report on the ambush is already complete. Your report Give the form you have to Hal so he...
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
Hal appears emerged. You take a 3-point... You complete a 3.14 documenting your interview of Yo Money.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey.
Hello, Sherry.
You can go on in, Detective Carey.
Hello, Detective Carey. What do tow trucks eat?
I don't know.
Tofu. Go right in, Detective.
Hello, John. John, why don't you join Chester and me at the shortstop tonight? I'll buy you a cold one. You look like you could use it.
Thanks, Sam. It sounds good. I'll try and make it. Sam, what can you tell me about Garcia?
Just about anything you want to know pertaining to how he was killed. The who and the why are up to you.
Has the autopsy been performed?
Yes, it has, John. Garcia was tortured the same as Hickman. Injection marks in the upper left arm, irregular cigarette burns to the face and upper torso, missing extremities, this time toes, glued orifice, this time the mouth, and a ruptured gastrointestinal lining. Your killer is getting more brazen, John. Garcia was able to watch as he was tortured. He could not utter a sound, but he could witness his slow death.
In your opinion, Sam, what's the cause of death?
I have to believe it's poison, although there are none of the telltale signs one expects to find, such as colored sputum, vomit, or odor. We might be dealing with something we do not yet have a test for.
Was there lividity on Garcia?
Yes, once again, there was primary and secondary lividity. Primary was located on the buttocks, secondary on the upper back and shoulders. I would venture to say that Garcia was tortured and killed while sitting up, left for a while, and then moved. Your killer has transportation, John. He could strike anywhere.
Sam, what are the distinguishing physical marks?
The body had restraint marks on the wrists and ankles. I was able to lift fibers from these areas. I sent them over to SID for analysis. There were bruises behind the shoulder blades that lead me to believe Garcia's arms were tied over his head.
How about a toxicology report, Sam?
Body fluids were taken and sent to SID. They're running every poison test known to the scientific community.
The burn marks, they're consistent with a cigarette burn?
Yes. I was able to lift ash samples out of the burned skin. I sent them to SID for analysis.
What about fibers or hairs, Sam?
As with Hickman, there were fibers at restraint points. However, I found additional fibers and ash in the hair. The fibers were red, and I would venture to say the ash came from cigarettes. Both samples have been sent to SID for analysis.
Is there anything else, Sam?
Well, yes. Neither Hickman nor Garcia had food residue left in what once was their stomachs. That's rare. There's almost always residue. I might mention to you that Garcia's mother came down to claim the body and pick up any personal effects. Apparently no one had mentioned that her son was found naked. When I told her, and that consequently there were no personal effects to speak of, she went ballistic. A word of warning, John, I think she's gunning for you next.
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information. You open the door and head to the lobby.
Hello, Lysandra.
Do you want to know a secret? I see a real pretty lady in the alley. I seen her when my brother was dead.
What was this lady doing, Lysandra?
She was smoking.
Lysandra, what did this lady look like?
She was pretty, and she had pretty clothes.
What was she wearing, Lysandra?
A pretty red dress.
Yeah?
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. Are you Dennis Walker?
Yeah?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, come on in.
Dennis, you know a man by the name of Yo Money. He has a restraining order against you. Is that correct?
I can't hear ya!
Dennis, when was the last time you talked to or came in contact with Yo Money?
What did you say?
Freeze! Hands in the air. Keep them where I can see them. Drop the knife. Put your hands behind your head. Turn around. Drop to your knees. Now! You have the right to remain silent. Whew! That girlfriend of Walker's is something else. Tough for being so petite.
Hell, Junior, all women are bears, goddamn grizzlies. What if you thought that little tomato was tough? Wait till you meet Garcia's mamacita. Now that's one tough bitch. She's in giving the lieutenant an earful right now, poor son of a bitch.
I am Rosa Garcia. Are you the detective investigating the death of my son?
Yes, I'm Detective John Carey. Let me extend my sincere sympathy for your loss, Mrs. Garcia. I didn't know Renee personally, but
Well, I knew my son, Detective, and he was a good boy. He lived at home with me. He helped me with my errands. He went to church. I have been told by your lieutenant and the coroner that Renee's poor body was found exposed. I want the person responsible for doing this to my son caught and punished.
Yes, Mrs. Garcia, I understand.
Do you understand, Detective? Do you have a son?
Well, no.
Well, then you do not understand. Rene helped to take care of me. I have heart trouble. I cannot do heavy lifting. Rene cleaned the house. She did the laundry, cook our meals. Maybe he once in a while would go to a movie, but he did not date any of those fast-talking modern-type women. He was waiting for a good girl. He was saving himself. And for what? For some pervert to strip him, murder him. You find who did this to my son. Find who killed my son, my beautiful son.
I see what you mean, Hal.
Yeah, she's got one hell of a personality, huh, Junior?
Hal appears a It's your very... You take a 3.1... You complete the report on Wendy James' arrest and attempted assault on an officer. Your action is
Everybody's got to qualify, Junior.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
Hal appears...
I'm not into the feely-mealy thing, Junior. You need to feel better? Do what I do. Find yourself a broad.
Detective Jerica is busy on the telephone. Have a little respect. The man is conducting a telephone interview. Don't... You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. Knocking seems less intrusive than ringing the doorbell.
Hello, John. Won't you come in? It's nice of you to stop by, John. I'm sorry you missed the funeral.
Catherine, I wasn't informed about the time. I wanted to be there.
I understand, John. I know how busy you are. I heard about the shooting you were involved in. When I realized you weren't there today, at first maybe you'd been hurt. Then the chief told me you were fine. I was worried.
Thanks for your concern, Catherine, but you don't need to worry about me. I should have called or...
Oh, no. I know how you guys work. It's your life. I understand. I was wondering how the investigation was going. Nobody would really tell me very much today. I guess they didn't want to upset me.
Well, there's good news. Bob's name has been cleared of any wrongdoing or involvement with the Washington boy's death. Bob's gun was retrieved and ballistics testing cleared it as the murder weapon. However, new evidence suggests that Bob's death is unrelated to the alley incident. It appears we might have a cop killer on our hands.
Oh, John, that's horrible. Really horrible.
Catherine, I know this is a rough time for you, but I need to ask you to think back to the night of the murder. Can you think of anything out of the ordinary happening that night? Any phone calls, anything Bob might have said? Did he mention anyone, maybe a name you're unfamiliar with?
Bob and I had an argument. He went out, John. I don't know where he went or if he saw anyone. Thing is, he didn't take our car. I don't think anyone picked him up. I mean, we started arguing and the whole thing just blew up. He was gone before I really had a chance to understand what happened.
Can you tell me what you argued about?
We fought over his drinking. Everything was manageable until he started taking sedatives to calm down from work. The combination made him mean. He'd yell at Valerie and me for no reason. That's how he left when he went out that night. He'd been drinking and taking pills. John, I sent Bob out there to be killed. It's all my fault.
You're wrong, Catherine. It's not your fault. Someone took Bob's life, and I'm going to find that person.
John, I sent Bob out...
You're wrong.
John, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I'm taking Valerie to my mother's. I think she and I could both use some rest. I'll call you when we get back.
Have a safe trip, Catherine.
Thank you, John. Thank you for coming by.
I'm here to tell you, the cops are dogging this investigation.
Believing that the discovery of murdered police officer Rene Garcia earlier this week is a vicious plot manufactured to discredit him and his music, rapper Yo Money denies any relationship between the lyrics in his music and the increasing violence against the police. Officer Garcia's murder brings the toll to 2 Los Angeles police officers slain this week. Whether the LAPD is being targeted, or as Yo Money believes a group is out to discredit his music, one thing is clear. The Los Angeles police are not able to protect themselves from this rash of violence. My question is, if the LAPD can't protect themselves, how can they protect us? I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Ah, you bitch! What is she, though? Yeah, I got a safety right here.
Here's the cold one I promised you, John. Enjoy.
You take a few pretzels. You already have some pretzels. How much?
Sam, how many autopsies do you think you've performed?
John, I have been in the autopsy business for over 13 years. There is no honest way I could tell you off the top of my head. Let's just say better than 5,000.
You look really nice tonight, Chester.
Are you saying that because I usually don't look nice, Carrie?
Chester. What kind of name is that?
A last name, Carrie.
Do either of you realize that you both have gender-based last names, and that they're cross-gendered to your own sex? It's a rather pedestrian observation, I realize, but true.
Sam, sometimes it's so obvious you're Mensa.
Chester, how come you became a cop?
Same reason as everyone else. My father was a cop. Rampart Division.
Chester, how come you became a cop?
Same reason.
Sam, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, John, I'm quite mesmerized with my personal computer. Did you know you can make spreadsheets, write letters, and play games on them?
Carrie, how rude.
Sam, how long have you and Chester known each other?
Chester and I have known each other for 5 years, Carrie.
Gary, the mayor has requested your presence at a city council meeting first thing tomorrow. I want you out of here tonight before you have too much to drink. I need you alert and articulate tomorrow. And you, Chester, what are you doing here consuming alcoholic beverages in your uniform? I should slap you with a 181 personnel infraction. I want both you and Carrie to pick yourselves up and go home. And remember, Carrie, tomorrow, City Hall, 9 a.m.
I guess it's time to pack it in, guys. See you later.
Gary, another body was brought in this morning. Same M.O. This time it isn't an officer. It's a female. Current status, Jane Doe. She was found in Griffith Park. The mayor and the city council want to ask you a few questions. Get up there, and remember, do not divulge anything that could harm this case.
Detective Carey, my constituents are frightened and want answers. What is the status of your investigation?
Hey, Carrie, if the cops can't protect themselves, how are they going to protect me and my family?
Detective, we need protection. What are the police doing about that?
Detective Carey, I own a business, and I'm afraid to stay open at night now. Is the police department stepping up patrols?
Carrie, are my children safe? How do I know this murdering wacko isn't a cop?
Detective Carey, Christie Building with KKAT. What can you tell us about the body found in Griffith Park this morning?
Miss Bilden, I was briefed about the homicide just this morning as I entered this council meeting. I have not yet been able to confirm or refute its relationship to my current investigation.
Mr. Mayor, I think this city is going to hell. As a business owner, I'm confronted with vandalism and theft every day. Now I have to worry about some crazy cop killer? I mean, what's this city coming to?
Detective Carey, 2 Los Angeles police officers have been killed in as many days. The citizens of this city are in fear over the threat to the police and how this is affecting their safety. Detective Carey, what are you doing to find this murderer? And are our citizens' fears justified?
Mr. Mayor, the police department has always had to deal with the threat of violence. Tragically, someone has now moved from thought to deed. However, I do not believe that there is a threat against the city as a whole, or that a random selection process is occurring. It is my belief that the Los Angeles Police Department is living up to the oath to protect and to serve. Drop the stick! Put your hands behind your head. Turn around. Get down on your knees. Keep your hands where I can see them. What a morning I've had. First the mayor and the city council, and then Walker. Geez, the feds are talking to Walker right now. Apparently, he's a real special case. Hal, what have you heard about a body with a similar M.O. showing up at Griffith Park?
Hell, Junior, it looks like it belongs to us. I wasn't there, but that Nobles was. He knows all about it.
What have you got in the way of updates, Hal?
You're damn lucky you got me as a partner, Junior. I got friends everywhere. I was the first one my buddies over at Hollenbeck called. Seems they got the patrol car, Garcia's patrol car. Seems the damn thing was found abandoned at Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine? That wasn't Garcia's patrol area, was it?
Hell no it ain't, Junior. Seems our good son ain't so good. Either that or hell, Junior, he was good at something damn good.
It's your... You take a 3... You complete report 3.14.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. Someone has left a pack of matches. Never knowing when you'll need a light, you pocket them. You turn the knob and open the door, Detective.
Hello, partner. Today's the day. You ready to qualify?
You fill the form out according to department specifications.
Here you go, Bert.
Thank you, partner.
You pick up the headgear.
Officers, take your field positions, please. Officers, headgear on. All firearms to low ready.
No need to reload.
Phase 1. Ready on the right. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 2. Phase 2. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 3.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 3. Ready on the right. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 4. Phase 4. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 5.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 5. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 6.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 6. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Attention. Holster all firearms. Hey there, partner. Out there was some pretty fancy firing. Your score's going to impress the brass. I'll be sending your results over to your lieutenant. You're making him proud at Parker Center there, cowboy. Thank you, partner.
Well, tell Beavis that Butthead sent you. He'll know what it means.
Hey, you whippersnapper! Can I help you?
Beavis, I was told to tell you that Butthead sent me.
Huh? Say, buddy, what do you want?
I'm looking for a patrol car that was brought in from the Hollywood and Vine area. It had been abandoned.
Well, come right in there.
You pick up the small piece of torn newspaper. Feeling Officer Rene Garcia's patrol car. Officer...
Who has been out to see the patrol car?
Well, of course there was SID. Then there was this lady. Big gal. She was yelling and screaming that she was the mother of the downed cop. Well, she looked too dad-burn young to be anybody's mother to me. Well, I just told her to keep on a-moving, that nobody was touching that car. Well, she just upped and huffed off, she did. Yep.
SID has swept the car for prints?
They sure have, mister.
SID has swept the car for prints?
They sure have, mister. You know them. Fast, efficient, and quick. Muy rapido. Too bad, though. Overheard 'em talking. Yep, they said nada. Nothing. Zipperoonie. No prints, no way, no how. That's what they said.
Your name isn't really Beavis, is it?
Beavis? What are you, plumb loco? It's Billy Bob. But you know something? Sometimes I like to change my identity and get into mischief. Sometimes I slip into a black turtleneck and then run around and pull pranks on all my relatives. One time, I pantsed my Uncle Joe. Yes, I did.
Well, thank you for the information and your time, Billy Bob.
Hey, no problemo, old buddy. That's what we're here for, helping our friends.
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey.
Hello, Sherry.
I've been totally busy lately, Detective Carey. How about you?
I'd like to see Deputy Nobles. Is he available?
Show me your badge. You can go on in, Detective.
Hello, Well, pardon me for
Hello, John.
Hello, Sam.
How's the world of the living, John?
I don't know, Sam. I'm surrounded by death. Sam, I understand another body was found this morning in Griffith Park. What can you tell me about it?
More than you probably want to know, John. More than you want to know.
Let's start with whether identification has been made and a general description.
Identification has not been made. The description is as follows. African-American female, mid-30s, found under a tree in Griffith Park by Park Police at 10 a.m. She was clothed, no ID. The body was being guarded by a stray dog.
Has the autopsy been performed yet?
As soon as she arrived, John. Same M.O. The burns, injection marks, the glue, it's all there. Body fluids and a tissue sample have been taken. Both have been sent to SID. Your killer is keeping busy, John. Very busy.
What about the injection marks, Sam? Everything the same?
Nearly so. The injections were not so high up on the arm as the first two victims, but it was the left arm.
What about lividity, Sam?
Primary only, buttocks, back, and shoulders. All consistent from lying in the park. Your killer moved her soon after the deed. Apparently, he's working faster.
Was she as badly mutilated as the first two?
The mutilation is worse. The right forearm was severed. However, the torture appears to be less. There are fewer burns, and there's also less bruising around the ankles and wrists.
What orifice was glued shut, Sam?
Your killer was kind to her, John. Both her eyes and mouth were glued shut. He didn't make her watch.
If there's been no identification, then there's been no notification. Where's the body now?
Cold storage, John. We'll hold on to it until the family can be located.
Anything else I should know, Sam?
It might turn out important, maybe not, but I scraped a sticky substance off her shoe. I've sent it to SID for analysis.
Sam, what color were her shoes, and was she wearing both of them?
Blue and yes.
Dog? The body was being guarded by a dog?
Yes, it was rather comical and strangely sad at the same time. Here is this woman in the prime of her life, lying mutilated under a tree, and protecting her is a stray dog. Park police couldn't get past the dog. We couldn't move in. It was only after we called animal control and the truck showed up that the dog ran. I'll tell you, John, that dog has been picked up before. That dog recognized the truck.
Sam, did the toxicology results come back on Garcia?
Not yet, John, but we did make a discovery concerning Garcia. If you remember, Garcia's mouth was glued shut. When the mouth was surgically opened, we found a molar had been freshly extracted. The work was not that of a dentist, John. Thus far, your killer has a finger, a full set of toes, a forearm, and a molar. You know what that means, don't you?
Yes, unfortunately I do, Sam. I'm looking for a serial killer who takes a souvenir of the kill. It means he enjoys the kill itself and wants to relive it through the object. I need to find this person fast, Sam. Real fast.
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information. You open the door and head to the lobby.
Hey, handsome. Looking for a girl? Or a boy? Oh, Woo! Am I being arrested? Gonna throw me in a cell with a big old burly guy, huh? Ooh, darling, start the party.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I'm looking to ask some questions about what's been going on in this neighborhood.
Oh, darling, ask away. I just love the gossip.
Did you know Officer Garcia? Was he a frequent visitor to this neighborhood?
Never heard of him, darling, till he showed up dead. Now the whole place is crawling with all sorts of people talking about him. Ew. Well, if you ask me, I would ask the girls at the Kitty. I mean, they know everybody who's anybody.
Did you see an abandoned patrol car in the neighborhood? Do you know anything about it?
Well, darling, I missed it, but it was all the talk. People were saying that the cop who the car belonged to went for a dip at the Kitty and fell right in, if you know what I mean. Then there was all this talk about this cop, that he had some steady girl. I don't know about that, darling. I mean, lots of the girls at the Kitty have boyfriends. But people said they saw this fabulous woman driving the patrol car. Oh, can you believe it? I mean, all made up. Can you stand it? Hair all stacked up, dressed to the teeth. You know, a real glamour queen, if you know what I mean. Well, all this was supposed to have happened after the cop's poor little bare ass showed up dead on Yo Money's lawn. Well, that's the talk, darling.
What can you tell me about this supposed girlfriend seen driving Garcia's patrol car?
Well, just that she was supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I didn't see her, but I heard she was one big, beautiful, honkin' woman. I mean, it's not really my thing, but by now, the size of her breasts have probably become legendary.
You've referred to having heard this information, that you didn't actually see any of this. Whom have you heard this from? Can you give me a name or two?
Oh, honey, it's all over the streets, that's all. I mean, talk to anybody you see. They'll all tell you they heard it too. I mean, darling, I don't know any names, just people. You know, people don't tell you their names. They like confidentiality. Wouldn't you?
Have you seen any unusual activity in the neighborhood?
Oh, darling, come on. This is Hollywood and Vine. Get a life. There's always something strange going on down here.
Detective, this man has not provided... You pushed the door open.
Hello there, handsome.
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, LAPD Homicide. I'm investigating a series of murders. I was wondering if you'd talk to me.
So you're a real cop. Tell me, handsome, is everything you're packing real?
Do you know a police officer by the name of Rene Garcia? About 190 pounds, 6 feet tall, late 20s, full mustache? He might have come in during the day, possibly in uniform.
Maybe. Lots of cops come in here. This Garcia sounds like he could be any number of fellas that pass through here each day.
Garcia's patrol car was abandoned on this block. Did you happen to see it or hear anything about it?
I didn't see it, but then I sleep in pretty late. Hey, are we talking about the cop who showed up dead at Yo Money's?
Yes, his name was Garcia. Do you know something specific?
Well, if it's the fella I'm thinking of, I heard people saying he used to give rides to girlfriends. You know, show off the siren and the handcuffs.
The Bitty Kitty has quite a reputation.
The way I see it, we're doing social work here. Lots of lonely men in the world. You ever get lonely, handsome? Besides, I'm just doing this until I get a break. I'm really an actress. I've already been in one picture. It was called Foaming Fun. I was the girl the worm monster ate. I was in a jacuzzi and a big worm came up out of the water. I screamed and then the water got all bubbly. I guess it ate me.
She certainly looks like she's in good shape. She's certainly... The Bitty Kitty is itty bitty.
Do you or any of the other girls here date cops? Could Officer Garcia have had a girlfriend who worked here?
It's club policy that we don't date the customers, but everybody does it. I don't know if this Garcia dated anyone here. All the girls are, well, pretty quiet about their private life. Nobody wants to get fired.
I found this shoe in Yo Money's garden. Money told me he had strippers in his house the morning Officer Garcia's body was found. Do you know if any of the girls from the Kitty know Money or were at a party at his house this week? Does this shoe look familiar?
Well, it's true all us girls know celebrities, and Money does come here. We've all been invited to parties one time or another out at his place. As far as this week, I don't know. I do know it's not mine. I'm very petite, and that would never fit me. Barbie might know, though.
Who's Barbie, and why might she know?
Barbie runs the place, handsome. Barbie Can. Ever heard of her? She is infamous. Well, she'll know if any of the girls are at Money's this week. You can ask her.
Where is Barbie? Can I talk to her?
She's taking a nap right now. She'll be up later. You could come back. Got a light, handsome?
Detective, to whom? Behaving as a gentleman, you pick up the lighter and give the lady what she asked for.
You're as sweet as you're good-looking.
You pick up the broken piece of side mirror.
How's it going, dude?
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
Sure, what's up, dude?
An LAPD patrol car was abandoned in this neighborhood the other day. Did you see it or hear anything about it?
I didn't see it. Heard about it, though. Heard the cop was found whacked, that his girlfriend did it. Now that's a bitch.
The officer killed was a man named Rene Garcia. Does that name sound familiar to you? Maybe you remember seeing a uniformed officer in here buying music? Or maybe you remember seeing him next door, watching a show, fraternizing with the girls?
Doesn't sound familiar, dude.
You push the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
Hello, I'm Detective John Carey, LAPD, Homicide. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Absolutely not, darling. I don't talk to police. Officially, that is. You see, darling, I'm very well connected, and I really don't want any trouble. What I could tell, darling, could cause this city to come crashing down.
Well, how about if we talk off the record? Just a little talk between friends.
Oh, darling, you going to be my friend? Okay, then. I'll talk to you off the record.
Why don't we start with an introduction? As I told you, my name is John Carey, and I bet you're Barbie Can.
Oh, darling, you're so smart. You're good-looking and smart, just how I like my friends. Now, what is it you want to know? Tell Barbie how she can help you.
Well, the subject's a bit gruesome. I'd like to ask you some questions about a series of murders I'm investigating.
Darling, in my day, I've had more notorious conversations, I'm sure. Try me, darling.
A police officer by the name of Rene Garcia was found murdered. The officer's patrol car was abandoned in this neighborhood. Have you ever met or did you know Officer Garcia?
Oh, darling, I heard about that boy after he was found dead. Then all that talk, I do not think I knew him. We get so many young men in here.
What can you tell me about the abandoned patrol car? Did you see it?
Oh, darling, I just know what I heard. The boy gave his patrol car away to a girlfriend or some such thing. I don't really know. I did hear, though, that this girl is most beautiful. Darling, she is so beautiful, and her figure is so perfect, people thought it was me. But I'm too old for such a young boy.
Do the girls here date the customers? Would it be possible that one of your girls dated Officer Garcia?
Darling, I have rules, but what those girls do, I cannot control. They are young women. They're all looking for husbands. It is possible, but I do not know one who was dating him.
Officer Garcia was found dead on the lawn of Yo Money, and from what I understand, there were strippers there. Do you know Yo Money? And do you know if any of your girls went to a party there Monday evening?
Oh, darling, the money man is wonderful, so strong, such a lover of beautiful women. He does not always schedule his parties through me, that bad boy. If some of my girls were there on that night off, I have no idea.
This must be Barbie Can. She's quite beautiful.
This shoe was found on Yo Money's lawn after the party and after Officer Garcia's body was found. Could it belong to one of your girls?
Darling, I don't think so. It's large, even too large for me, and I am a big woman. Darling, I think it would fit you better than it would fit me.
The dog appears protective of the tree. The sun, reflected into the dog's eyes, shoos him away. You're not close enough. Removing the dirt reveals a bone. Placing the bone in the bag is essential to maintaining the integrity of this potentially valuable evidence. You attach your You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. Were you able to find anything out about the glue you sampled?
Yes, Detective. It is an industrial...
Chester, I understand a sample from the bottom of Jane Doe 1201K's shoe was sent over from the morgue. Has it been broken down yet?
Preliminary tests show it includes glucose.
Have you determined what the grease stain is, Chester?
As I thought, it's lipstick. Gary, why don't you call me Julie?
Maybe I will, Chester. Chester, have you heard of either of these two places?
Detective, are you asking me out on a date?
No, Chester. I'm asking you if you've heard of either place. I found this in Garcia's patrol vehicle after SID swept it supposedly clean.
Are you saying I didn't do my job? Look, Detective, we didn't see it. I officially apologize. And no, I haven't heard of either place. They sound like dumps.
Chester, I want DNA run on this. I think it might match what was in the alley.
I don't think so, Detective. This is a Menthol Garden brand. The brand found in the alley is a Quantum. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the 4th floor as your destination. It's locked from the inside. Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Yes, well, hello, John. I Was just checking Sherry. It appears she might have a bit of a chest cold. On to the business at hand, John. 2 bodies were brought in this afternoon. They fit your killer's M.O. Both have burn wounds on the face and upper torso and ruptured gastrointestinal linings. One is a John Doe, Caucasian, late 50s. The other, an Asian Jane Doe, late 60s.
What are the particulars on the John Doe, Sam?
The body was mutilated much the same as the other bodies. Burn marks, severed extremities, epoxied orifice. The biggest difference is the adornment of the body with a pair of nylon pantyhose wrapped around the neck.
Have you performed the John Doe autopsy?
No, tomorrow, first thing. I did go over the body for a cursory look when it was brought in. You have a monster on your hands, John. A killing machine.
Fill me in on the mutilation, Sam. What was missing with John Doe?
The ears, John. They were crudely severed, removed after death.
Poisoning cause of death, Sam?
It was not asphyxiation as one might first believe upon seeing the nylons around the neck. A cursory examination of the neck reveals no bruising. The nylons appear to be strictly decorative. Upon autopsy, I believe poisoning will surface as the cause.
Primary lividity only on the John Doe?
Correct. Front side. Corresponds directly to how the body was found. Your killer is working fast, John. Directly after the kill, they're being moved.
Could the nylons belong to the Jane Doe? Possibly the nylons were used in a consensual sexual activity between the two.
John, this was not a sexual experience gone to extremes. No, John, this has all the markings of your killer. The burns, the mutilation, and the nylons, they couldn't belong to Jane Doe.
Why is that, Sam?
Jane Doe weighed in at 85 pounds, 12 ounces. The nylons are large enough to have fit 3 of her.
What about the epoxied orifice, Sam? How was the John Doe affected?
The mouth was affected. Between both bodies you have the epitome of hear no evil, say no evil, see no evil.
What are the particulars on the John Doe, Sam?
The body was mutilated much.
All right, Sam. What can you give me on the Jane Doe?
Asian, late 60s, burns to face and upper torso, mutilation, glued orifice. Your killer's signature is all over her.
What about the autopsy, Sam? Have you had time to perform one?
No, John. I plan to do it first thing in the morning. I was able to give the body a cursory look over, however. There's no doubt it's your killer's handiwork.
Lividity, Sam?
Yes, primary only. The backside. Corresponds to how the body was found.
Poisoning cause of death, Sam?
I would venture to say yes to poisoning due to the fact that there are 2 injection marks on the upper left arm. But I'm cautious to say so, John. We have not had a single match in all the toxicology tests thus far. When the body's autopsied, we'll take fluids and send them out as well.
What is the level of mutilation, Sam?
The left foot was crudely severed. Once again, judging by the lack of apparent blood loss, it was removed after death.
All right, Sam.
Asian.
Sam, what's the situation surrounding the body's discovery?
The call came in from a small business owner on Hollywood and Vine. The naked bodies were piled one on top of the other in the back seat of a Ford Tempo parked in front of his music store.
What happened to the car? Was it ID'd?
The car was towed to Hollenbeck. When I last heard, SID was headed there to go over the car. I'll have you know, John, I'm beginning to feel like your secretary.
Sam, I unearthed this bone from the Jane Doe 1201K crime scene. Strangest thing, a stray dog was there guarding it.
It looks human, John. Turn it into property with a request for tests and we'll take a closer look at it. A stray dog, you say? Probably the same one we encountered the day we went out to pick up body 1201K.
Screw the dog, and screw the request for tests. I've got the city, the press, and my supervisors all over my ass. You've got the evidence in your hand, for Christ's sake. Run the tests. This investigation does not have time for a red tape marathon.
You're right, John. I'm sorry. It's working for the county. We tend to thrive on the bureaucracy. Trust me, John, I will place the tests on the top of my priority list.
You've already notated the information. You open the door and head to the lobby. You attach You press the button to call the elevator. You select the third floor as your destination.
Hal, what have you heard about a body with a similar M.O. showing up at Griffith Park?
Hell, Junior, it looks like it belongs to us. I wasn't there, but that Nobles was. He knows all about it.
What have you got in the way of updates, Hal?
You're damn lucky you got me as a partner, Junior. I got friends everywhere. I was the first one my buddies over at Hollenbeck called. Seems they got the patrol car, Garcia's patrol car. Seems the damn thing was found abandoned at Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine? That wasn't Garcia's patrol area, was it?
Hell no it ain't, Junior. Seems our good son ain't so good. Either that or Hal Jr., he was good at something damn good.
You take a 3... You fill out...
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. Do you have a preliminary on Jane Doe 1201K's body fluids?
Nothing's back yet, Carrie. We sent samples out to Quantico. Whatever we're dealing with, it's lethal. Unknown and lethal. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Miss Moore, what can you tell us about the latest victims in what's being termed this city's most gruesome murder spree?
Me? Well, nothing really. Am I going to be on TV?
Miss Moore, is it true that all the victims have been tortured, mutilated?
Well, they're not all there.
Miss Moore, is it true that Officer Rene Garcia and the latest male victim, an unidentified John Doe, were both found not only tortured, but naked?
Well, yes. Well, no. You see, is that camera on?
So, Miss Moore, are you confirming that John Doe was not entirely nude, that he was found with a pair of nylons on his person? Is it true the nylons were wrapped around his neck?
How'd you know that?
So you are confirming this information. Detective Carey, can you comment on the nylons wrapped around the neck of the victim?
I have nothing to say to you, Bilden, nor does Miss Moore.
Hi, Detective Carey.
Sherry, I'm taking you home. Bilden, you muck up my investigation and I'll have your job. Come on, Sherry.
Detective Carey, the public has a right to know. It's their safety at stake. Detective Carey. In the wake of this city's worst nightmare, 5 people, including 2 Los Angeles police officers, have been found mutilated and murdered. And though city officials and the LAPD deny there is reason to panic, the citizens of Los Angeles feel quite differently. Gun sales are up, and security companies are deluged with requests for home alarm systems. Factors contributing to the urgency and concern by LA residents are the randomness and violence of these murders. Earlier today, I spoke with Sherry Moore, an LA County Coroner's employee who confirmed one element of this killing spree. Evidence found on the latest male victim indicates that the murders might have been committed by a woman. If true, then this is the first case in the history of Los Angeles where a female serial killer has held the city in her grip. I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Sherry, what you did last night by talking to the press caused citywide panic. Do you understand that? What this investigation does not need is a city full of people arming themselves, holding up, and not talking to the police.
John, Sherry didn't mean any harm. She was taken by surprise by that newswoman. Weren't you, Sherry?
I don't care. The result is that the city is in a panic. The mayor is up in arms, and the press is having a field day with this investigation and the department.
I'm really sorry, Detective Carey. I thought maybe they were from Star Search, or maybe Entertainment Tonight. Honest, Detective Carey, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I wouldn't hurt a fly, even if it was flying around and buzzing in my ear. Honest.
John, how can you be mad at a girl like that?
Sam, do you have DNA results back on the bone found in Griffith Park?
I haven't received the results from SID, but from my years of experience, I have to say that the bone is definitely human. Given the measurements of both the bone and the body found at the park, they're a match.
Has autopsy occurred on John Doe 7216M?
Yes, John, it was first this morning. The gastrointestinal tract was ruptured as I suspected, and also as I suspected there was no asphyxiation. The nylons wrapped around the neck were in no way connected to the cause of death. It looks like poisoning. Fluids were taken and sent out.
Has identification taken place on the John Doe?
No, we've sent the prints out for a national search. There must be someone, somewhere, missing a father, brother, or husband.
Is there any preliminary report on the fluids?
No, John, they only went out this morning. However, I am not hopeful for a match. You know, John, there are thousands of poisonous substances out there. Many have yet to be identified and catalogued by the scientific community. It's like hunting for a needle in a haystack.
Sam, has the autopsy been performed on Jane Doe 1202L?
The body is being prepped as we speak. I'll be getting started soon.
Sam, has anyone identified or claimed Jane Doe 1202L?
No, John. I have sent a copy of the fingerprints out for a national search. So far, no response.
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information.
See ya, Detective.
I'm really sorry about the newswoman, Detective Carey.
Sure. Next time, just keep quiet. Don't talk to those people. They'll twist your words around, make your life miserable. Got it?
Got it. Thanks, Detective Carey.
It's your Parker Center identification badge. It's your You attach your You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. Chester, I wanted a DNA run on the bone I turned into Nobles. What do you have back?
Nothing yet, Carrie. And not to criticize, but you really should have turned that into property.
You're right, Chester. However, I also need to find myself a killer. Chester, what do you have on John Doe 7216M?
Body fluids have been sent over, but thus far, nothing on toxicology.
How about Jane Doe 1202L? What do you have, Chester?
We haven't received the body fluids from the morgue yet. We're limited on what we can do here, Detective. Unfortunately, we haven't heard back from Quantico on the other samples either. We're at a dead end.
The vehicle the victims were found in, Chester. What did you find?
Their body fluids, their hair, their fingerprints, and red fibers. Other than that, the car was very clean. Too clean. Nothing in the glove box, under the seats, anywhere.
Chester, how about Jane Doe 1201K? Anything come back on her? How about fingerprints?
Well, she does have fingerprints. They just don't match anything we have out there for missing people. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the third floor as your destination.
What have you got for me, Hal? Any news?
Hell, Junior, you are the news. I saw the TV last night. Building's hot for you, Junior. Watch yourself. The next thing you know, the two of you will be fighting your way to matrimony.
Your action is...
Yes, come in. I'm glad you're here, Carrie. I wanted to talk to you about your newest TV appearance. That stunt in front of the coroner's last night was splashed all over the evening news. Obstructing the First Amendment is what they're calling it. I'll have you know I've already fielded calls from national news bureaus the mayor, hell, just about anyone in this town who's anybody is called. Carrie, you're going to need to learn to control that temper. I've just about had it with this cowboy crap. Now, this is a directive. You learn to work with the press, not against them. Do you understand me? Read my lips. Work with them.
Lieutenant, it's not my fault. I mean, it's that reporter. She's always stirring things up. She's making my job impossible.
Look, Carrie, it's a reporter's job to report the news. Sometimes that means going after the truth, other times not. What I want to know is there any truth to this killer being a woman? No? You sure? Believe me, Carrie, I trust you. It's just I gotta be sure. I'm the one fielding the calls.
Yes, sir.
All right, then, we know what we're dealing with. Most probably a white male, aged 24 to 36 years of age. And somebody awfully vicious and brutal. Watch yourself, Carrie. We don't want to lose another one. Move it on out of here, Carrie. You've got your assignment. This might be California.
Best to keep your hand. You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Well, tell him McGarrett said, book him, Dano. He'll know what it means.
Hey, you whippersnapper. Can I help you?
Dano? McGarrett told me to tell you to book him, Dano.
He said... Yep. Wait.
Looking at the license plate, you discover you note the license plate number of the vehicle.
SID has been out, right? Were they able to lift any prints? Was there anything left behind? Fibers, hairs?
Hey, you dead-burn whippersnapper! You're making me sound like an eavesdropper. Is that what you think, huh? Is it? Huh?
No, not at all. I thought, that a man in your position would be more than likely to know what the situation was with each car in the lot.
Well, you're right about that, you dead-burn greenhorn. Darn shootin'. I'll tell you about SID, I will. They were here for hours. Hours! I'm not fooling you now. And you know something? They didn't find a single print. Zippo. Nada. That there car there is just as clean and shiny as the day it rolled off the old showroom floor. Yes, it is.
Has the car's owner been identified and notified that their car is here and is involved in a criminal investigation?
No, sirree, Bob. There wasn't one speck of ID in that car. No registration, no telltale signs of nobody, except maybe a ghost owning that car. Now, we're kind of hoping you're going to do a little of that sniffing around, you know, and tell us here.
What can you tell me about what was in the glove box and trunk when the vehicle came in?
Well, nothing. Absolutely nada.
You're unaware of what the contents were?
What are you, just plain dumb as a loco weed? I said nothing. There was nothing in either compartment. Clean as a whistle. Shiny as a new shoe. Nothing. Nada. Rien. Zero. Greenhorn.
You attach your... You press the button to call the elevator. You select the 3rd floor as your destination.
Well, if it ain't the boy wonder.
Hal, how are you? What's going on?
My hemorrhoids are acting up, kid. Big flare-up, big flare. Damn job.
Anything new to report, Hal?
Yeah, Junior, you're damn lucky to have a partner like me. I'm working my butt off in here while you're running around. You probably even saw a little sunshine today, didn't you, Junior? You're just damn lucky to have me in here slaving away for you.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. You open the door to social...
May I help you, sir?
Hello, I'm Detective John Carey, Homicide LAPD. I'd like to speak with the person in charge, please.
I'm sorry, Detective. Our manager is out for the week. I'm Nora Bittridge. May I help you?
Nora, a car registered to Social Services has wound up in impound. Its license number is County 2BSY669. Can you tell me whom it's assigned to, please?
Yes, Detective. Just let me look that up. Why, that car is assigned to one of our social workers, a Miss Luella Parker.
May I speak to Miss Parker, please?
Well, I'm afraid Luella is not in, Detective.
Is she out on a client call?
No, actually, we don't know where she is. The last time we saw her was Monday, midday. I've tried calling her home, but I get no answer.
Does Miss Parker have family we might contact?
Well, I don't believe so, at least not out in California. I think she's alone out here from Chicago.
Nora, do you think you could give me a physical description of Miss Parker?
Why, yes. I pride myself on my observation skills. Let's see. Luella is 34 years old. She stands approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall and is overweight, so I would say she weighs around 160 pounds.
Nora, what color eyes and hair does Luella have?
Why, black hair and brown eyes, Detective. Luella is black. African American.
Nora, I'd like to look over Luella's office, please.
Why, of course, Detective. If you'll follow me, I'll escort you back to her office. I'll be at my desk, Detective, if you need anything.
Keep your hands to yourself. No time to sit and relax. County approved office chair. You are not authorized to access electronic confidential county records. These are not relevant to your case, Gary. It's the latest release from Yo Money. The attached receipt is marked Ragin' Records. Case number 18908B, Barbie Can. Case number 14434-0, Mitchell Thurman.
Can I help you with anything, Detective?
What do you know about Luella's social life? Does she have a lot of friends? Does she go out after work?
Luella's personal life is just that, personal. But as far as I can tell, her work is her life. She is very devoted to her job and her clients.
What about boyfriends, Nora? Does Luella have one, or maybe several?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I conduct myself in a professional manner and have a strict rule about discussing other people's personal lives.
What can you tell me about Luella's clients or the type of cases she works on?
Luella is assigned clients through the county. She's a family counselor, so she deals with a lot of child custody, abused children, juvenile crime cases, that sort of thing.
Nora, what is a typical workday for Luella? Is she mostly in the office seeing clients?
No, Luella's work takes her out into the field a lot. She has clients who are homebound due to illness, or she needs to examine the environment in which a person lives. She really splits her time, half field, half office.
Nora, do you know of any personal or professional problems Luella might be experiencing?
No, Luella is a private person and she keeps to herself. But I haven't noticed anything unusual in her behavior lately. Detective, Luella is hardworking and probably overworked. She does a lot of field work on her own time to compensate for the county's lack of funds to hire additional staff.
Nora, what would these files be?
If you found them on Luella's desk, they would be her current cases.
Nora, how does the numbering system work on these case files? What do O and B stand for?
The county adds letters for category distinction. B would stand for cases dealing with children, such as child custody, and O stands for borderline cases.
What do child custody cases involve, Nora?
A custody battle could involve negligent child support, child abuse, an unfit environment for the child. Detective, when it comes to children, the system attempts to be very protective.
Nora, explain the definition borderline to me. How would that apply to a client?
Borderline means it's a case that has been referred to us through another agency. Generally, this client would have received some sort of assistance and the agency dealing with them felt they needed more help.
Nora, what can you tell me about Barbie Can?
Well, I do know she's a client of Luella's. I don't know any particulars. The cases are confidential.
Nora, do you know when Luella last spoke to Miss Barbie Can?
Well, I don't remember the last time Luella called her, but I do remember getting a call last week from Miss Can, asking to speak to Luella. I remember because it was hard to hear her. There was very loud music playing in the background.
Nora, are you familiar with Luella's client, Mr. Mitchell Thurman?
Yes. Yes, I am. I know I shouldn't say this, it's unprofessional of me, but Mr. Thurman is odd. He had a very disturbing childhood, found his own mother murdered, and his father was abusive, but many people recover.
I gather you don't believe Mr. Thurman has recovered. Nora, do you remember when you last spoke to Mr. Thurman?
Yes, I do, yes. It was this last Monday, and I distinctly remember because he said he had to talk to Luella. He had the Monday blues.
How's it going, dude?
Are you familiar with a rapper by the name of Yo Money? Maybe he's been in your store.
I know who he is, dude. You'd have to be living in a cave not to know who he is. But I don't know him. His music doesn't sell too good here. Actually, dude, I don't sell much rap. Mostly R&B, grunge, heavy metal. Mostly everything but rap.
Well then, would you remember selling a Yo Money tape? Would it stick in your mind that you sold some rap?
Dude, nothing sticks in my mind. I'm a product of the 70s.
A woman by the name of Luella Parker purchased an audio tape of Yo Money's music from this store. Does her name sound familiar?
Nope. Lots of people come through here. Lots of people buy stuff, bring it back. I got stuff coming and going all day long.
This Yo Money tape was found on the desk of Luella Parker, a victim in a homicide case I'm investigating. Your store's receipt was taped to the cassette.
Store policy is exchange only. No cash back. Dude, Yo Money doesn't sell so great here. Your option is to choose something from inside the counter. Take a look, dude. See what you'd like.
It's a glass display case. You're smudged.
Hey, dude, ready to finish our transaction?
Detective, you're making
You like
8-track tapes, drumsticks. You apply glue to the drumstick. You attach the mirror on to the end of the stick. You push the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
Hello, Barbie. How are you today?
Ah, darling, welcome back. Didn't see enough yesterday. It's true, my girls are beautiful, aren't they? Oh, but darling, you have trouble, no? How is that investigation of yours going? What you need is a little understanding. Tell Barbie where it hurts. Ah, darling, welcome back. Didn't see enough yesterday.
Barbie, do you know a woman by the name of Luella Parker?
Well, yes, darling. It's a personal matter. Why? Is Miss Parker in trouble?
Barbie, Luella Parker is dead. Her body was found in Griffith Park. Her murder is consistent with the 2 police officers. Barbie, can you tell me when you last saw Luella, and if she might have said something, anything that might, in light of her death, seem important?
Oh, that poor darling. She was a lovely girl. I think it was last week. Yes, last week I saw her. She was supposed to stop in this week, Tuesday, but she did not come by. Miss Parker was helping me with a personal matter. She was to deliver some papers to me. I do not recall she said anything or acted in any way peculiar. You know, darling, she was a shy girl. Oh, that poor darling. She was a lovely girl. I think it was last week. Yes, last week I saw her. She was supposed to stop in this week, Tuesday, but she did not come by. Miss Parker was helping me with a personal matter. She was to deliver some papers to me.
Barbie, Luella's death is a serious matter. It's important you tell me what you know. Let's start with what she was helping you with and what information she was to drop off.
Darling, it is nothing sinister. Miss Parker was helping me to win custody of my daughter. Miss Parker was delivering the results from my daughter's talks with the psychiatric doctor. You know, darling, to find out if I poisoned her mind with naked thoughts. It would seem my soon-to-be ex-husband has suddenly taken a dislike to my occupation.
Barbie, bitter divorce cases can result in some pretty horrific actions. Tell me about your husband. Is he capable of violence? What about his work? Has he been laid off? Or his health? Any added stress can sometimes push a person over the edge.
Oh, darling, my husband is an ass, and he is also a police officer. It is best that I do not discuss him.
Barbie, if my investigation progresses in your direction, I'm going to need to know your husband's name, his division.
It's soon to be ex-husband, darling, and yes, of course. But for now, I see no reason to complicate my personal business. Yes?
For now, today, I'll let it go, Barbie. But the minute anything points in your direction, I'll be back. You know, Barbie, cops aren't immune to trouble. You wouldn't protect him, would you?
Oh, my heavens, no, darling. If he was too lazy to satisfy me, darling, he is much too lazy to have hurt Miss Parker.
This must be Barbie Camp.
Oh, darling. Oh, darling. Oh, darling.
You attach... You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. I found out that the abandoned car belongs to a social services worker named Luella Parker. She matches the description of Jane Doe 1201K.
I'll get her dental records and send them over to the morgue.
How about the arm bone DNA, Chester?
The bone DNA matches with the Jane Doe 1201K. If 1201K is identified as Luella Parker, then the bone is hers.
Anything new with the toxicology tests? Anything back from Quantico?
We haven't made a match here. The only clue I can give you is that the substance is organic, not synthetic. That's all we've been able to determine.
Thanks, Julie.
You called me Julie. I can't believe it.
What kind of a name is Julie, anyway?
A first name, John. My first name.
I'll be seeing you, Julie.
Not if I see you first. Be careful out there. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. What are you reaching for? You'll need to get close.
Welcome to the Third Eye Theater. May I help you?
Detective Carey, LAPD.
I know you. I've seen you on television.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, please come in. Enter to the left. How may I help you?
Mitchell, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
Mitchell, have you ever met or do you know a police officer by the name of Rene Garcia?
No, I don't.
Mitchell, have you ever been arrested or had a run-in with the law?
No, really, no, never. Please, look around. I have nothing to hide.
I didn't think you did, sir. Mitchell, do you recall having a uniformed police officer as a customer this week, possibly on Monday or Tuesday?
No.
Mitchell, do you know someone by the name of Luella Parker?
Oh, it's terrible what happened. It was wrong. Oh.
Mitchell, is there something you know that you haven't told me? Something about Luella?
She was so lovely about it. Oh, she was so lovely. It was so sad.
Mitchell, what is so sad? Why don't you calm down and slowly tell me what happened? Okay, Mitchell? Real slow and easy.
My dog, it's horrible. It's horrible what they said.
What about your dog, Mitchell? Did your dog hurt someone? Did your dog hurt Luella? Is that what happened, Mitchell? You can tell me. It's all right.
No. They said, my neighbor said that I hurt my dog, but that I didn't feed him. Luella came to help me, to tell them the truth.
Mitchell, what is the truth? Can you tell me the truth, Mitchell?
My dog is naturally thin. I feed him. I do. A lot. Big, juicy bones.
Mitchell, when was the last time you spoke to Luella? Do you remember?
Maybe a couple of weeks ago. Why are you asking so many questions? Has something happened to Luella?
Luella was found murdered, Mitchell. I'm looking for the person who killed her.
Oh my! Oh no! Oh my! It's horrible. All this crying has made me thirsty. How about you? Would you like something to drink? Please, have a cup of tea on the house. Please, have a cup of tea on the house.
The tea is refreshing, if not a little bitter.
Don't you feel better? I know I do. How about a movie on the house? Everybody deserves a treat once in a while. Wake up! Wake up! You fell asleep. It's time to go. Now. Go! Please, leave now. Please go. I have to get ready for the next show. You're falling asleep has put me behind my schedule.
It appears the theater is closed. The doors are locked. The dog appears protective of the tree.
Yahoo!
The gate has been welded shut. The exit is no use. Using the putty knife, you jimmy open the lock. What are you attempting? The door is unlocked. The door is... The carpet feels filthy to... You walk to the top of the stairs. Tell me, what's the purpose, Carrie? Tell me what... You stand at the top of the stairs. Tell me. There is no one in sight. The coast appears clear. You push the door open. That should provide some protection. The gruesome details of this job are sometimes overwhelming, eh, Detective?
Here you go, boy. Good dog.
You look underneath the bed and discover no one. You open the closet doors. You don't need to touch the floor to know it's dirty hardwood. What is it you wish to know? What is... You notate the presence of the trapdoor. You notate the discovery of the shoe. Careful, Carrie. There could be rats. Notating this woman's condition will be important if this case goes to trial, Detective.
Ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear me? I'm a police officer. Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear me? I'm a police officer. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Notating this woman's condition. Upon shaking, a skeleton key emerges from the can. Knocking on the door, you receive no response. Opening the paper towel dispenser, you find the skeleton key fits into This dog looks like it's part pit bull and part something else. There's nothing here. What do we have here? Combining the lighter's flame with the aerosol spray produces a torch. Do not try this at home. Your action neutralizes your assailant.
Detective Carey, for exceptional courage and integrity above and beyond the call of duty in the face of felonious criminal assaults on your person and the persons of others, including an ambush by criminals using fully automatic weapons, and your unwavering attention to duty in solving a series of 5 homicides, bringing to closure a period of open season on the good people of our community. It is my honor to present you with the department's highest award, the Medal of Valor. Congratulations.
Air 100. A beautiful evening over LA. The sky is clear. The ground appears quiet. We'll be heading out west.